So what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Today is Friday, April 25th, 2025, and of course, I got good news. I would be posting this video if I didn't. Happy to report that one of my most coveted and favorite computer schemes has arrived. And what would that be? You guys probably already guessed it. It is the Metra F40 PHM-2. Lombard Hobbies called me earlier today. Andrew called from Lombard Hobbies, and he said, Laquan, we got it. And I said, okay, I'll be there. He said, you can come get it today after 3 o'clock. And I was there. So shout out to Lombard Hobbies. I know Train World, a lot of people who ordered through Train World already got theirs, and maybe through Rapido's general website. But of course, I try to support my local hobby shop, and I encourage you too. And for that, I waited till Lombard got there. So I know I'm still one of the first, especially with the scheme I got. I got the highly anticipated first run scheme of the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Heritage schemes of the CB&Q. So, I paid, I always like to do price. So, I pre-ordered this back on October 12th, 2022. So, it's been almost 3 years, and then we finally just get it. But retail price at Lombard was $294.99 with sales tax. Total at the door was $318.59. So, and let me give you a shout out. If you're in the Chicagoland, I do encourage you guys to come by for Lombard's big sale tomorrow and Sunday. They're going to be open 10 to 7, I think, tomorrow, and I think 10 to 5 on Sunday. And I went in there, and it was everybody in there, and it was kind of hectic because they're getting everything ready for tomorrow. And what I can say for what I did see, whew, tomorrow gonna be bananas. I'm not gonna say spoilers, especially on video, but I will say they have engines with DCC sound for under 150, and not some engines that you don't want. These are like top tier engines. Like, they have so many sales that I saw them putting out. I saw 3-car packs for $19.99 and for $60. Like, so a lot of things are like how they advertise that 60 or 70% off, and they have a lot of stuff, like tons of stuff. So if you get there tomorrow, you should be pretty good, especially if you get there towards the morning. Sunday, you're going to, of course, get whatever is left over from what people didn't come through on Saturday. And I went to one of Lombard's. I've been to a few of Lombard's big sales before, and they've never had sales this good. So I don't know what the deal is with them selling them this cheap, but I will be there. I have several engines I had already seen that I wanted to get my hands on. So I do encourage you guys to support, because it's not an online sale. You have to be a person. So again, if you're not busy tomorrow and you're in the Chicagoland area, Indiana, Northwest Indiana, Southeast Wisconsin, I would say drive up to Lombard tomorrow. You won't be disappointed, and you're most likely going to spend easily $400, $500, $600, maybe a couple of thousand, depending on what you see there, because they have some amazing deals, and I'm excited to go tomorrow. So, but I didn't do a video for that. I just wanted to put that out there because I just happened to be there to get this. So let's do the unboxing. And so, this engine you see on the BNSF Metra line, which is the line that goes from Chicago Union Station to Aurora, Illinois. And just a little bit about the F40PHs. They descended, obviously, from the F40PH that was in passenger use for many years by Amtrak. And the F40PH is still used by Metra for a large number of their fleet. But in like 1991, I want to say, Metra ordered an additional 30 units, and they labeled them F40PH M2. So that's what this is. And the reason why they're labeled 2 or why they look like this, they are called the Winnebagos because they look like the motorhome. So I always will shout out Rapido because they're the sole or major model railroad manufacturer that does passenger trains. Walters, to me, was the big player, but it seems like they've kind of stepped back. Although they did announce the Viewliner 2s sleepers, or Viewliner 1 sleepers for a fall, but with the tariff situation, I don't know now. So it does come with the manual. Explore the parts diagram. And of course, you gotta have stickers. And Rapido stickers. Has the protective foam. And here's the engine. See that they're doing their foam just a little bit different than how they usually do it. I never have a place to put this stuff, so I always have to put it on my layout, unfortunately, which I hate doing because I'm clumsy and I end up damaging scenery details. So let's put this down here. I have all the trains I bought. Everywhere underneath the table is trains, so I don't really have any place to put this stuff. So now it's out the box. Closer look at it. I love that silver and red. If you know me, you know red is my favorite color. So when these were announced, I thought about getting it in the original Mantra blue and orange red color that they still use on the older F40PHs. But when I saw that CBQ, which by the way, this scheme got released in real life in 2019. And it is currently still in use. And you can find it if you ride the BNSF line to work every day or just ride it for leisure. And so, here's the model up close. The plastic. I'm always clumsy and I got big fingers, as you can see, so I'm always nervous. The paint is beautiful and it's crisp. I don't see any bleeding so far. Let me go ahead and put it on the track. And I'm gonna pause the video so you guys can see it up close, and then I'm gonna put the flashlight on so you can see it in detail. So let's take a look at this beauty up close. So you can see the paint scheme, how crisp the lettering is, how crisp the red and gray is off each other. There appears to be no bleeding. You can see the Burlington route as clear as day. They have the emergency class lights, backup lights, red lights, marker lights, whatever you want to call them. They have the front ditch lights. They actually have a metal coupler, which I'm happy about. I get so tired of these model railroaders or model manufacturers with the plastic couplers, knowing that there's going to be pulling heavy cars behind it, and then you have to replace it with a KD number 5 or whatever. So that's nice. But I love how it also has the oscillating gyro light, and it has, like, I think you see like the headlights in front with the emergency red light next to it, like the prototype. I love that. 211, like the prototype for the road number. The MU hoses in front with the snow plow. PTC antenna at the top. See-through radiator grills. You can see the radiator fans. Heavy on the detail for the underbody fuel tanks and all of the piping and hosing. So I apologize that I don't be knowing all of the accurate terms, so forgive me. I think I say this in every video because somebody makes sure to point it out every time when I say that I just model this stuff. I'm not working for the railroad, so I don't know every little detail of the part, and I really don't care. So you don't have to point it out to me because it's not a big deal for me. I just like to look at the detail. So you already know this is going to be beautiful once I power it up and connect it to my Rapido cars. I've seen this down at the Metro Coach Yard at Union Station before. It was dirty, and I think they were getting ready to wash it. But yep, there are plenty of people who see this Metro 211 in action on a daily basis, because the Metro BNSF line is the busiest commuter line we have in Chicago. So, and I used to have a lot of friends that would ride that train, and it would be packed sun up to sundown. Rush hour would be bananas. So let's power it up. One moment. So F8, startup sequence. F0 will turn on the headlights and the ditch light. So F1 cycles the bell, and it also cycles the ditch lights. I see it also cycles the gyro light as well. F2. F3 is the squeal. F4 is heading power. F5 is also heading power. In run mode, F6 is actually to turn the ditch lights off, which usually in most locomotives is to turn the ditch lights on, so that's interesting. F7 is to dim the headlights. F9 is Doppler horn. Grade crosser. F10 is the independent brake. F11 is the rotary beacon. For some reason it's not coming on. F12 says switching mode. I'm trying to get to the, one moment. F13 is the gyro light off. F14 is the red warning light, which I can see. See it closely blinking. So F15 is the metro station announcement, which is really cool. I love that. Okay, there's the gyro light. I'm sorry, the oscillator light. F17 is dynamic brake. F18 is coupler crank. F19 is the number boards off, but because the number boards are black, you really can't see it unless you really see it looking up close. So they're on now, and they're off. On. And then there's 3 more functions. L21 says splitter valve off, but I don't hear anything. L22 is for the cab door. And then finally, F27 is for the alarm bell. It's pretty much all the functions. So let's see it move a little bit under its old power. Let's speed step 1. Speed step 2. Speed step 3. Four. 5, 6, 7, 8 is when it really starts to get to moving. 9, 10. 10 is going to become steady. 11. 12. 13. Bring it back. And this is a reverse on speed step 10. Shouldn't the headlights be on in the back? Let me see. So I found the rear light. It is F12, which is switching mode. I didn't realize that would be the light. I would never thought of that for the backup lights. Usually you just throw it into reverse, the lights come on by themselves. I tell you, these new engines, man, they're a little bit out of my league. Since I don't work for the railroad, I don't be knowing all the correct terminology and all of the functions that they, I guess, you know, this is what you guys want for the engines to function like the real thing, so they're making them more and more complicated. And that's cool. But, yeah, wanted you guys to see it. This is pretty much it. I'm trying to get in the rundown with some metric cars really quick. That's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Till next time.